Hey, welcome back. I'm Matt. This is Digital Jedi Gaming. Look what we got here. We are going to do a first impressions of the Nintendo Switch 2. Just got it today. I haven't even opened it up to look at it. I wanted to share it with you guys. So let's dig into it. Beautiful box. I'm not going to harp too much on this because I know you all want to see it. And this thing looked cool. Really nice. All right, let's pop it open and take a look and see what we got. All right. Here we go. Oh, man, those are nice. Looks like you got your actual Switch there. Your right Joy-Con. Oh, these are different. Got our left Joy-Con here. Oh, that's a big boy. All right, what kind of word paper we got here? We got some health and safety guidelines. Nintendo included an HDMI cable. Little end caps that go off on the Joy-Cons when you're using them individually. There's a blue one. And a red one. Come with a little lanyard, super cool. All right, well, let's see what else we have. Inside the box. All right. A connector for the Joy-Cons. Oh, that's different from the original one. This is a little bit, it's got a texture, a nice texture on it. This is very smooth. Looks similar, but obviously it's bigger. There's an indent there. I'm not sure if that's some kind of sensor to tell the Switch that they're connected together, or maybe it's just something that transfers the light from these two, from the Joy-Con to the indicator here. Pretty cool. Different power brick than the original one, so it looks like a USB-C to USB-C power brick. Okay. And then the new dock. All right, that's different, man. That's completely different. That's super cool, kind of ergonomic, nice and slick there. Looks similar, but it's got feet on it. This dock has active cooling, which is super cool. The other Switch dock did not have. And let's see, there's a cover on the back there. So you have, if you can see if the camera's picking it up, so you got an Ethernet port there, your HDMI out, and USB-C charging. The other dock, just like the original one, there's two USB 3.0 ports there. So super cool. Figure out how to get this bad boy back on. There we go. All right, let's get this other stuff out the way. We're not going to use these or the HDMI. Actually, you know what? Let's pull these out of here real quick because we're going to pop them on and see what they look like. I want you guys to see everything that I'm seeing. Also, so we have those there. The USB-C cable. Let's pop that bad boy open and see what that looks like. So just a standard USB-C to USB-C. It is Nintendo branded. All the cables from the original Switch were Nintendo branded as well. I mean, it seems like it's pretty soft and pretty pliable, so that's kind of cool. Power brick. Let's see what we got on the power brick. So on the power brick itself, I'm blind. I'm an old man. I'm blind. I can't see what the rating is on it, but it is a USB-C power brick, Nintendo branded. All right. Blue Joy-Con or the left Joy-Con. Oh, these feel interesting. Really nice. So, huge release there. Buttons there. All right. So let's take this guy off of here. So here is the blue Joy-Con. Look at the difference. I mean, that's probably 1.5 inches taller. Oh, it feels way better in the hand. This feels so small, kind of awkward. Not awkward, just, you're used to it because we've been playing with these for years, right? What is this, since 2015 or something at this point? We've been playing with them. So this is definitely, it feels more natural. At least in an adult size hand, it feels more natural there. That feels really good. The sticks, I know they said they didn't go with Hall effect sticks, but these definitely feel tighter Actually, the original sticks, these ones, actually feel like they maybe have a better range of motion. But these feel tighter, like they're a little bit better quality. You can tell they're a lot better quality. Your D-pad is much larger, probably, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 millimeters bigger than the original. Overall, the size is much bigger. Here, I'm gonna grab a caliper real quick. Let's measure them and see exactly how big it is. So, the original switch buttons were about 7 or 7.1 millimeters. Switch 2 buttons are 8 to 8.3 millimeters. So that's a significant difference in size, and it's definitely more comfortable. I mean, I don't know if you ever had that, but I used to have sometimes where I go to press, if I'm reaching from the bottom to the top, that I would press another button invertly. This is a little bit more maybe defined as to what button's what, so I definitely appreciate that. All right. Come on, bad boy, fit there. Okay, put that there. So these have some kind of something called like a mouse mode or something. Here's the right Joy-Con. Feels the same way. Definitely feels really good. I know that there's some sort of mouse mode you can do with these. I'm not 100% sure. There is, I don't know if you can see it there, but like on the bottom of a mouse pad, there's the slickers, so you can slide across the surface. You can definitely feel that with these. Whereas the old one, yeah, it's not like, these definitely feel like they're designed to be slide across a surface. And it could just be a coincidence, but they feel better. So there's those there. Power. Let's see. See how that works. Okay. Oh, that snaps in really cool. That's really strong magnets. Everybody loves magnets, right? It's a little awkward with this handle here being in the way. It's a little awkward to pop in, but that's actually pretty cool. That doesn't feel terrible. A little bit weird that this sticks out. The handles stick out further, but it actually feels pretty good. And then do you have to release it? Oh, you totally have to release it. Look, it doesn't pull off. How cool is that? So like if you drop it, it won't just fall off. You have to, I think you have to, oh yeah, this is like an eject. Okay, so if you put, yeah, I don't know how that works. It must be pushing a mechanism in here that releases it, because if you can't pull off from the top, it doesn't work. But if you hit the button, it pushes it out from the top. So very cool design. I like that a lot. Let's pop these on and see what they look like. Okay, I think these are the sliders, or the sliding, or the skate pads or whatever for the mouse mode. Let's see here. Let's see how these fit on here. There you go. That lines up pretty good. Oh yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay. Yep, so there's a notch. You see that there? There's a notch there. I don't know if that notch has a release or something, but there's a notch here as well too. And it just lines up. Should just line up and pop up. Okay. That's pretty cool. Very cool. I dig it. Okay. So let's take a look at the tablet itself. All right. This guy is, it's got some girth to it, man. Oh, that's pretty. That is pretty. So it's got a USB-C on top, which is awesome. A headphone jack. It's got the cartridge reader, power, volume up and down. On the bottom, you have your USB-C, a second USB-C, which is amazing. Cool new double kickstand. Very nice where the double kickstand is. And here's your micro SD slot, so it's not under the kickstand anymore. And I don't know if you've read this or seen this or not. This is not a regular micro SD. It's a new format called micro SD Express. And apparently it's a much faster transfer rate. And the point of that is to help keep in line with SSDs that you get in like a new, I don't know, new handheld or new device. So it's a new concept or a new type of SD card they're using. They are much faster. They are much more expensive. From looking around, what I would suggest, if you're looking for one, look at Walmart, because Walmart has the on-brand micro SD Express cards, and they seem to be about half the price. I got a 256 one, and it was like $37 or something like that. So definitely check Walmart before you spend 60 bucks on a SanDisk or something like that. I mean, if you want SanDisk, go for it. But so anyway, back to this thing. This is nice. There's not much of a bezel at all on it. Let's take a look at the original one and kind of compare the both of them. All right, so look at that. I mean, that is a large difference in size. You know, with the original one, look at how much smaller that bad boy is. So this is an 8-inch screen. This is what, a 6 or 7 inch, 6.5 inch. So I believe this is an 8-inch, and this could be when we power it on, we'll get a better look. I mean, I don't know if the camera's picking up, but there is a bezel here. It's just not as prominent. You can't see it as easily as you can see this bezel. So there is a bezel there. And when we power it on, you'll get an idea of what that looks like, but it's definitely bigger. Height-wise, they're about the same height. Actually, it's a hair, maybe a millimeter thinner than the original Switch one. Let's pop these controllers on and see. So same thing with these ones. I think you have to eject them off. Yep, so you see that? Here, I'm picking that up here. Pops off, very cool. And when you put them on, nope, it doesn't seem to have that kind of thing. It doesn't have the same mechanism to put them in place. They just pop in. And again, they don't come off until you hit that eject button. So very cool. Very, very cool. That feels really good. It's heavy. It's definitely a little more girth than the original Switch. But it's nice, man. Take a look and see what we got here. Yeah, so that's you know, is lighter. You know what I didn't like about this Switch here, the original one, when it was on in handheld mode, I always felt like it felt a little flimsy here, like, you know, like right here where it meets, like it could just crack off. I've never had that problem before, but I always felt like that. Something I'm super excited about with the Switch 2, I know it's gonna sound silly, is the kickstand, because I don't know anybody that has an original Switch that the kickstand didn't break off. So this one here, you know, and then the old Switch, the original Switch, that kickstand, it was kind of wobbly, it's kind of janky at best, you know. So this one looks awesome. It's definitely stable, it's tight, so I do dig that a lot. I'm definitely feeling that a whole lot. So this is heavier, it's balanced, and it feels like it's just a better quality build. Like the controllers, the Joy-Cons don't feel like they're just gonna pop off. Whereas, you know, these ones, they feel like they could just pop off like this at any moment. So anyway, that's that. All right, before we get too far into the weeds with this thing, that fits just nice in that dock. Let's take a look at this camera. I believe this camera is only 720 and it's meant for the online chat feature. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know if we're gonna use it, but I thought it was pretty cool, and you know, I'm a giant dork, so I felt the need to get it. So let's pop it open and see what we got here. Where's my trusty razor knife? Hey, while we're doing this, comment and leave in the comments what you think of this thing, or, you know, is there any games that you're really excited about? I'm gonna tell you, I was a little disappointed with the launch set. Everybody loved Mario Kart, right? So I'm down with that. But, you know, like, I didn't see any other huge, like, bangers that I thought was gonna be there. Yes, Cyberpunk, but I mean, Cyberpunk is on everything at this point, right? So I'm more impressed that they got it to run as well as they did on it as I am to the fact that the game's there, if that makes any sense to you. You know, other than that, launch titles, I'm not like blown away by anything. You know, I mentioned earlier, if you guys don't know me, I'm old, right? So we're really excited about Gex, about the Gex trilogy, because Gex the Gecko is awesome. We had a lot of fun times playing those games before. But other than that, launch-wise, that and Mario Kart, I'm not like blown away by anything. I'm really excited about Donkey Kong, and that doesn't come out to what, July 17th or something. So we're super excited about that thing. But other than that, there's nothing that's really initially that's gonna blow my mind. I'm really excited about when Metroid comes out. You know, of course, we're gonna see a Zelda and we're gonna see a Mario, but when, or, you know, hearing stuff about it, you know, I don't know. So this is pretty cool. It's a nice little solid thing there. It's definitely not gonna be something that's gonna be, you know, super duper, you know, spectacular. I think the resolution on it's only 720p. So it might be kind of basic. And also, you know, I don't know if you guys have looked. Okay, so it's got, the camera's picking up, it's got open and close. Super cool. It seemed as though the USB port is down in there. The cameras can pick that up either. It seems that the demonstrations of the online service, the chat, seemed a little janky, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know how well it is, or if they fixed it since then, but so we'll see how that works out. Anyway, so, all right, you guys ready? I'm ready. Let's power on. So, power button. Here we go. All right, let's do the quick setup here. I'm in North Carolina, so we're gonna do US English, the Americas. If you haven't heard about the new end user or a EULA agreement, you might want to take a few minutes to read into it. There's a big, there's some controversy that kind of came about it, about how Nintendo basically says that if they don't like the way you're using their Switch, that they can break it and make it unusable. And there was a lot of hoopla about that. But if you really look into it, Sony has something very similar in their EULA, so does Xbox. I think Nintendo's just got so much negative press of lately that it's just kind of made into a big deal. They all do that. They all express that in their EULA. Nintendo might be the only company, or probably is the most likely company to act on it. And this, of course, is to, to combat piracy and emulation and stuff like that. I'm sure you guys all know it's well documented, Nintendo's battle with emulation and stuff. So I get it. I mean, you just wanna follow the guidelines, pay for your games, and use it the way it's intended. You won't have any concern. So it's gonna ask for internet settings. So I'm gonna pull back and connect to the internet because I don't want to share my super secret Wi-Fi password, ABC1234. Shh, don't tell anybody. So I'm gonna connect real quick. So, I mentioned earlier that I wasn't blown away by any of the launch titles with this thing, besides Mario Kart, but what do you guys think? Is there anything that you're really looking forward to, or anything on the launch titles that you're super excited about? All right, so that's done. It's connected to the Wi-Fi. Now, all right, so there's a day one patch here, obviously, right? So we're gonna download that patch. It's asking me, oh, look at that. It's asking me to set the town zone while it's, okay, I thought it was asking me what server I wanted to download from. So it's downloading that. Let's see. I'm on the East Coast, so we're going to do New York, Montreal. Hit OK. With Nintendo Switch 2, you can play games wherever you want and however you want, right? So that's pretty awesome. It's showing it on a tabletop with the dock, showing it on handheld mode, and showing it in dock mode. So that's it. I'm sorry, I meant tabletop with a kickstand. I know it sounds really silly, but I think it's super awesome now, and it's pointing it out here. And now you can actually charge it with the USB-C port that's on top, as well as the USB-C port that's on bottom. I know it sounds silly, but it used to annoy the heck out of me when I was playing it. I had to plug the cable to the bottom. So take a look here. Another little breakdown on how to connect the controllers, which we figured out already, right? So, all right. Okay, so it's actually telling us to detach the right-hand Joy-Con and see. Okay. Now let's hold and release the second Joy-Con as well. All right. All right, so let's see what it says here. I'm gonna zoom in for you guys a little bit. You guys see that okay? All right. So it says, select next with the controller you removed. Okay, so press A on this one to select OK. And it says, do you want to connect to a TV and play on a larger screen? We're going to choose later, right? All right. You can use accessories that came with the system to hold the Joy-Con 2 controllers in multiple ways. So it's telling us about the dock, about the controller grip, right? So let's see how that works. You see how the light transfers? So it's not, so that thing is just holding it together because the light is actually popping in underneath there for the little LEDs. See that? Very cool. I'm going to skip that attachment guide. You can choose the style you want to play, handheld mode with the kickstand on the table or docked. Okay, so now it's going to run a system update. All right, well, I'm going to pop back in. I'm going to pause the video and then pop back in when the update's done. All right, so we're done. It rebooted, said system update complete. Let's see what we got here. You can transfer data from your Nintendo Switch to your Nintendo Switch 2. I'm curious what data it would transfer. Is it going to transfer like the accounts, or let's click on the About System Transfers tab and see what it says. So when you transfer systems, your data will be copied from one system to the next, so you can easily pick up playing where you left off. Nintendo Switch. So I don't know if it's going to download content or if it's just going to download user accounts. I'd rather it just download user accounts and I download my games myself. we're not entrenched in any games here that we can't do game saves and transfer them over later. You know what I mean? Like my son might have, he's pretty deep into one of the Pokemon games. Well, he's always deep into a Pokemon game at some point, right? So let's see here. It says not all data will be transferred. On the left, it says data that will be transferred. All users, all saved data, screenshots, videos, and system settings. Data that won't be transferred is news. So that's not bad. So that's what we want. Is we want to transfer the users and the saved data over, right? So let's hit next. All right, so visit the Nintendo support website for more information, details, and codes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Let's see which switch we transfer. We're gonna do for this one here. This is our day one switch. This is the day one switch, and then this version here is the second one that came out. I guess the more improved one. I don't know if there's really any difference in it, but yeah. So being a day one switch here, I just put one of those. What are they called? Some kind of case on it. Just because this one is it's OG, it's beat up, and I thought this case was super cool. Let's see if this thing even powers up. So powered on. You see that, how easy that pops off without even trying? I'm not even hitting the lock things on it, and it comes off it. So, oh, I must have hit it. So, okay. All right. So we're gonna do all the game transfer information, and I'll be back when that's done. All right. So something interesting. Give me a hard time to even connect the Nintendo servers, and that could just be because it's launch day. Let me try it one more time. It just keeps giving me an error when I try to connect to the server. Yep, see that error saying server communication error has occurred. Please try again. Details. Checking server status. Servers online, please try again later. If the problem continues to occur, please visit the Nintendo support website. So we're gonna try one more time, and if that doesn't work, then we're just gonna skip this part and assume it has something to do with everybody's going wild and try to connect to this on day one, right? Which I get, right? So let's see what happens. Yep, same thing. All right, so we're gonna skip it for now and see if we can move on without it. And it says the setup is complete, and now we can hit the home button on the controller and see what happens. So home button, same place it was on the other switch. So, oh, also, if you guys see it, there's a new button here on this, and this is for the chat feature, which is pretty cool, but I'm assuming we're gonna have to be logged in to see what's going on, so. To play, insert a card. We have Nintendo Online. So we have Nintendo Switch Online, Game Chat, the news, Nintendo eShop, photo album, game sharing, controllers, virtual game cards, system settings, and sleep mode. I want to see something. Let's do controllers. Okay, so does this thing have a charge? Oh no, you know what? I gotta put batteries in this one. Let's try. I'm gonna try one of my other Switch style controllers and see if they work. Because I had heard that there's other controllers that you can use with that. All right, so this is a Gula Kick KK3 Max. You can see. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I have it set to switch. Let's see if we can get this bad boy paired. Gotta hold this button down here. Turn on. See if we can get this bad boy paired. Alright, so grip. Oh, it worked. Alright, so Gula Kick KK3 Max works. So there you go. If you're looking for a controller that may work, these kind of aftermarket controllers that do like Android and Windows and Bluetooth, so they work. We'll have to see. At least we know the KK3 Max works, so that's pretty awesome. So I don't have to go out and buy a Pro controller. I do know that the difference between the Switch Pro controller and the official Switch Pro controller at KK3 Max. The official Switch Pro controller has the chat button. I don't know if I'm going to be using that. So anyway, that's all I got. So thanks for checking out the video. Remember, take it easy and keep gaming.